Thanks for staying tuned. You are still on to the press, reaching you live from the Abuja studios of KAFTAN TV. Right about now, we're being joined by Dokita Olamide, and we're going to be doing the analysis of some of the headlines we have read to you. Dokita, you are welcome to the program.
Good morning from the stable of Ola to Olas.
Oh, yeah. It's an Ola affair this morning.
Of course, yes. Ola. So anybody that is not actually bearing Ola this morning should pack well.
Okay, so in the spirit of Ola, one thing I know about Ola Olas is the fact that they put their money where their mouth is.
Exactly.
And
I agree more.
Yeah, and that will lead me to my first question. You know,
okay.
The election is still, the spirit of the election is still everywhere now, and one thing in the mouth of most electorates now is the fact that a section of Nigerians believe that a particular mandate has been stolen. A section also believes that the process was credible enough, to be able to, is enough to be able to be passed as credible.
Okay.
Now, from you, do you think there was a foul play in this election?
Well, I actually want to first of all congratulate Nigerians because we had the chance and we did not miss it. If we had missed it, we wouldn't have a president-elect. That's number one. Then, to your question, even in the whole world, we always have foul play. That's
so
just
is that a justification?
No. What I'm saying, What I'm saying is, in this election, one cannot say there was nothing like foul play.
Okay.
But the fact is, all the parties have their take in this. I don't mean we have a particular party that came as a saint and worked as a saint, and even if at all victory, that victory was not actually on their side, but at least we'll see them that, okay, fine, nothing like in this electorate inducement, nothing like buying, selling of votes from their angle and not all that. And we would have said that the person that emerged as president-elect should be dropped, and at the same time that the election should be cancelled. But in the case where we have the four major forefront parties, forerunners are actually involved in all these things, then the allegedly you see you can actually deduce and you can actually conclude that it was a situation of rig-regard-guest, like people were actually saying. So, and in that case, the person that actually have more strategy of rigging would actually, which is not normal in the same society, which is not normal. But the fact is, we cannot cancel election. It's not possible. The election cannot be cancelled. This is democracy. If there is any issue at any polling unit or any section or any state of the country, then we can actually have a rerun. That one is we can actually do such. But saying that we should cancel just because there were malpractices and there were, no. But what I believe is there were foul plays by almost all political parties. Okay. So all right, I accept that.
At this point, I think most of the political parties are not even agitating. They are not disputing the figures that are out. Most of them are complaining about the process of transmission. So at this point, and especially noting that, and instead of Inec to address that particular topic, they're only assuring Nigerians of what's going to happen on the 11th of March. So at this point, do you think Inec is to be blamed?
Of course, INEC actually had. We Nigerians had enough reason to blame INEC. You promised us. That's where I want people to actually see things politically. Don't be emotional. INEC failed in their promises. You promised us that from polling units you will be transmitting the result. You promised us that beavers will work. You promised us that IRF will work. You promised us that at the National Collation Center you are going to abide by whatever that has been transmitted. But the case was not like that. So we have people that we have Nigerians that will actually come out and tell you that what you have done is wrong, and you've not for any reason, despite all the agitation, despite everything, you've not for any reason tell us, inform us, let us know what happened. Why? People were just alleging, people were just thinking, okay, maybe because some people wanted to attack your platform, maybe some set of people, some set of parties that actually hired hackers. We don't have evidence. Even if that is what happened, let us know. We are Nigerians. You promised us, and we are the one that actually voted. If not our vote, you wouldn't have been there. So we demand that Inec should come out, tell us what really happened during presidential election. Why did you forgone the usage of beavers? Why not I think why not transmission? Why not electronic transmission and others? Even the process. Somebody was asking, even though it was asked in a rude manner, and it was just to disrupt the process. But if it had been asked in a normal way, ordinarily, I actually expected Mahmoud to answer that question there. Not that you'll be telling electorate, or you'll be telling the party agent, or you'll be telling Nigerians that I'll answer the question later. Why later? Why not that time?
Okay.
So INEC failed when it comes to those three major issues, because they promised us and they did not fulfill it.
All right, let's quickly take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome to the press. Good morning. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Dr. Papilo, calling from Kano.
All right, please join the conversation.
Okay, I am enjoying your conversation there, and I wanted to know that the whole Nigeria is watching and listening to you, and each time you really get to like this, we are all watching to see whether, like, this your guest now, as a youth, all the Nigerian youth are watching whether his mind is carried with Nigeria youth towards this just concluded election. Sometimes I wonder, why are we not the same? Why are we not speaking one voice? Why our mentality is not the same? That is our problem in this country. But I like the last part now that Inec has to be blamed. Then if Inec has to be blamed, which means Inec has to do something, which means selection does not carry with the way. We all go out in mass and vote, and we all know who will vote. Why do Inec connect with these old people to vote for us? That we hate him. It's about to be an elder statesman, letting give chance for a new Nigeria. Nobody hates these old people, but over the years we have seen that their way is different from our way, and I think it's not working for us because what is happening in the country. You see, no fuel, no money, no security everywhere. And this is not for our own. People are going out of the country because of what is happening. Are we happy with it? Should we allow this country to continue? That was the reason as Inec has promised us that going to give us a good and a credible we all come out to vote. But how come it's not there? I won't see it. And if anybody coming out to defend it, use all manner of English, all manner of tactics to defend it, and sit back.
All right.
And sit back.
All right. Thank you very much. Your opinion is heard.
Yeah, there is something I want to correct. There is a notion I want to correct in Nigerians. Don't say people did not vote for a particular party. Don't believe that your thought, your emotion, your view is the view of every other Nigerians. Every party has voters. Are you getting this? And believe me sincerely, this parties that you're talking about, they have their supporters. So one cannot be sure that the party that won was not voted for, and that they did not win the election on the basis of on the basis of what we termed as legitimate process. But what we know and what we saw during last election is that almost all these parties were guilty of one thing or the other.
Okay, just before you continue, you talked about the fact that we should take away that mentality that because a particular candidate didn't win, then it definitely means that Nigerians didn't vote for this other candidate. Now, I want to make an analogy here now, and I want you to juxtapose these two scenarios here now. Let's say in a situation whereby we've just had an election and rigging, the alleged rigging was not an issue. Looking at the voting patterns of these four frontliners, I mean, Peter Obi, he swept the southeast, a little bit of the south. Atiku and Atiku, Kwankwaso and Tinubu, they shared the brunt in the north, and in the northeast and the northwest. Now, looking at the voting pattern, how the electorates in these geopolitical zones, how they voted, if rigging was not an issue, do you think the outcome of these elections still would have been different?
To me, presently, I don't actually think it will have been a different case. I must be sincere.
Why do you think so?
Because when you check this election process, electoral mentality, you could have seen that during the election there was a regional politics played by a particular region of the country, and with that, you know very sure, if peradventure, I am from Southwest. Are you getting it? And being from Southwest, I had a candidate from another region, one a particular state in my domain, and in that region, no other candidate could actually win a single state. That means you see that is a regional politics, a sectional politics, and you see very sure that if people actually see what is going on, then it will have been a case of vote for your son, I vote for my son.
Vote for my son.
And in that case, I am very sure that a particular candidate will have won, and not even the person that some people are actually agitating for. For me, if it was a free and fair election, we wouldn't have actually been saying a particular person will win, a particular person will win. But I know very sure that it will have actually gone back to North. That's just me. It's not about South. It's not about South at all. It will have gone back to North, because North will have voted for their son. And they have states. But in this case, we are Nigerian. And I know very sure that with this, we shouldn't be calling for cancellation of the election. I will always say that.
Okay,
all I want
us
to do is let them go to court. Anybody that win in the court, take them out.
Now, I was heading to the court issue.
Before you ask this question. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
It's Pablo calling from Karen again. I don't want to answer this young man. There's a point he raised. I just feel like I answer his question.
Okay, please, you have 30 seconds.
What we vote, mind you, I am not from East, Southeast. You understand? What Nigeria votes for is not regional, it's not ethnic. We vote for competency. We look the candidates that present themselves. vote for competency based on what we are experiencing in Nigeria, based on what we need. We need a Nigeria that works. We need somebody that can help us at the level of where we are now in the country. We look into this and weigh the candidates. Nobody vote for ethnic. You understand?
Yes.
So it should not think that way. It should not think that way at all. It's not by Igbo man or Hausa man or Yoruba man. We vote for competency. If Yoruba also present a competent person, we all the youth also go with it.
All right, no problem. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Right,
I am not saying the person you voted for is not competent. And you cannot say the person I voted for is not competent. I know what I see in my candidate. You know what you see in your candidate.
That's the beauty of democracy.
That's the beauty of democracy. It's just that
at the same time.
Some of us who are youth are tired of a particular all these old people. We're tired of them.
Please let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
Great, thank you. Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Akodi.
All right, please join the conversation.
Please, there's something that I'm impression I want to correct about this election. Because people think the youth only vote one political party. The youth have divided their vote into this thing. So that erroneous impression that is being carried about that the youth are one political party is wrong. And religion, I think they really play a very bad role in this thing. There's a church that told their member, if you don't vote Peter Obi, you are Antichrist. When in that church we have members of PDP, we have members of APC and Labour Party. This thing should stop. It's taking our country back. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution.
Thank you so much. So just our time is fast spent, and you were talking about the if you feel aggrieved, if you feel your mandate has been stolen, you can go to the courts and use the legal processes to reclaim your mandate. But then I want us to look at the cases of Peter Obi's two first and second impeachments in Anambra State. Look at Bayelsa State. We look at a state like Osun State. I'm talking about the states that hold their elections off cycle. You know, most of Ekiti states too. Most of these states, most of the cases, the mandates were taken back on technical grounds. On technical grounds, and if we talk about on technical grounds, we trace it back to the Inec. Now, the agitation from the aggrieved parties right now is the failure of the Inec to transmit the result through the IRF, which takes us back to technicalities. Do you see the lightning striking on the same spot twice this time around?
That's what I've been saying, that we are actually blaming INEC, but now they've not spoken, and we don't know what INEC is cooking. We don't know what INEC have in their saver. We don't know what INEC will bring out, will come up with when it's, as far as Beavers is concerned. Tomorrow, look at Osun. Look at what happened in Osun. Tomorrow, INEC may actually get to court and tell you that we had our record, and so place, we had overvoting, and there's nothing we're going to do. So there's possibility that the mandate, if peradventure it was not won, it was not a deserved victory, will actually go back to the person that deserved it. So we should, and I've said it before now, I said Nigeria might not get it right 2023, but we are getting it right because our mentality has begun to be changing, and by 2027, even if I thought we can't get it right 2023, by 2027 I have this 80% of assurance that we're going to get it right, because youths are now waking up. Youths now know what they really want.
Let's talk about us getting it right and youths now waking up, like you said. Now we have a total of about 25 million votes, eventually accredited voters, that participated in this election. Whereas Inec had reports of about 87 million people that got their PVCs. Now this is not, we've not calculated those that had it before now. We're talking about new PVCs that were collected, 87 million. And eventually we had 25 million accredited voters. What do you think happened? Because if you look at it from 1999 till date, it has been trickling down.
This has been the lowest in terms of turnout.
Exactly. So what do you think could be the problem? Does it have anything to do with the cash crunch? Or does it have anything to do with the fact that people do not feel safe enough to come out to vote?
Let's forget about this.
People losing faith in the process.
Let's forget about the cash crunch. Cash crunch has its own effects, but not on the people coming out for the. What I know, what I've been saying is, I think I've actually said it here also, that youths are waking up now, but their waking up is not actually to vote like that. They can talk, but they have not gotten to the stage of taking their PVC. We have many parents that told their parents, if you step out, you will not be my daughter or my son again. We had a lot of cases like that in some part of this country, which I actually witnessed. I was the one that actually called the person. Why now? Let these children go out. Let them exercise their right. But the fact is, until our mentality to collect PVC changed, but our mentality to vote has not changed. That's just the issue. It's not about
on the internet, after the results was even declared, we saw some people destroying their PVCs.
You see, can you understand what I said now? We had the mentality of collecting the PVC. We had the mentality of, this is the person I'm supporting. But we've not gotten the mentality of, I must get my PVC, I must vote for the right person by all means. Look at a particular lady that was actually brutalized, and she went back to that same polling unit and she voted. That is exactly what Nigerians should actually emulate. But as at now, and if care is not taken, we might actually have a lower percentage compared to this one, 2027, if our mentality is not changed when as touches voting.
All right.
So that's just it.
Okay, let's quickly take this headline from the Nigerian Tribune. It says PDP to protest at Inec, directs members to dress in black. Now, is this a good step in the right direction, or are they?
To me,
let me know, for the lack of.
To me,
I
will actually say this doesn't mean anything. They don't need this.
Okay.
They don't need this. And you are dressing in black for what? That you are money, your country. Or what?
Money in democracy.
Or money in democracy.
They said it's a rape of democracy. The outcome of the election.
But the only thing is, whatsoever you think is wrong, is this the way to collect to regain your victory? What's the legal process? Go to court. Why should you go to the Inec office dressed in black and it doesn't change anything? Okay, let's assume that they actually do all this one and they not go to court. Will they get their mandate back? Eventually, they have won in the last election. Will they get their mandate back? No, now. So I'm not seeing this as a right thing to do. The right thing to do is you go to court. That is what the law stipulated. It's as simple as that. If you want to show your grievances, fine. There are press conferences that you've done. You can do more. You can not by dressing. Okay, what if this protest is being hijacked and people lose their life? How will you account for those lives that will be lost? How will you account for it?
At this point, there's a bit of confusion in the atmosphere, because the PDP will probably come out and say we lost it. I mean, we didn't lose it, we won it, and we're going to get it back. The Labour Party will say we won it and we're going to get it back, and the APC will be like it's a well-deserved win, and probably the NNPP would also come out and say we won it and we're going to get it back. At this point, I think I heard the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party say that a particular candidate could not have won because he wouldn't get the spread needed. You know, stating also that he would be the stepping stone for probably anybody from that region to actually get to win elections. So at this point, who should we believe probably won it, or should we keep folding our arms?
No, we shouldn't say who should we. No. That statement. That's the statement I think Nigerians should stop using.
Okay.
INEC that is being saddled with the responsibility of declaring the winner had declared the winner. Anybody parading himself as a winner of this election, aside the one that INEC had declared and court had not actually taken that mandate back, is actually committed treason.
Yeah.
That's just it, because we are telling Nigeria that Nigeria is not capable of controlling what it has instituted. That's just the meaning. So all I know is you can go to court, present your case, and by the special grace of God, I know very sure that our judiciary system at this moment will not compromise on that. So go there. If you win, then your mandate will be given back to you.
All right, let's take this last call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Please tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Yes, I'm
Come again, please.
calling from Kaduna.
All right, please join the conversation.
Yes.
Are you there?
Hello.
Yes, we can hear you now.
That dressing in black is not the solution. This case is steady before the court of Federal Republic of Nigeria, and this approach may eat all the process, because, as you said, what if life is lost? And if the hoodlums adjust the process, we've seen in the past how the hoodlums adjust the process. Look at NSAS. The tension was okay. Everybody say yes. Even the president spoke that they had them loud and clear. By the end of the day, the hoodlums adjust the process. They started destroying Lagos State property. They went over Lagos Palace to steal his staff of office. So based on the past record, I think this is not the best. They should allow the process of court take its course.
Right.
If Obi said he's claiming victory, I think he's also claiming the same victory. But if you look at the spread, to me, it's a free and fair election.
All right.
Because Obi won the area everybody knew he was going to win. And Tinubu also to prevail in Southwest. Of course, Atiku did the same thing in Northeast. So please, we should not eat all the process. That is rule of course of the court. Take its course. While we wait for the final judgment from the court of competence.
All right, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Our time is fast spent,
So
but before we
spent.
go, can you just touch on this Supreme Court order that the old notes should come back, and we've not heard anything from CBN or the federal government?
I've said it before now. I think Francis was on the seat that very day. I said the Supreme Court will actually rule that we should continue the spending of old notes. But the central bank governor Emefiele will not want to come out openly. He will just give order to the bank to be collecting it, and that's how we are going to start using it. And peradventure, the president will not actually want to do any other thing, because I know very sure that if a governor is not that so sure, he wouldn't have tell his citizens
to keep spending it.
All right, thank you very much, Dokita Olamide. It's
Thank you.
really always interesting to have you on the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
All right, viewers, that's where we draw the curtain on the press for today. We hope to see you again tomorrow. I am Olamide Al Hassan.
And I am Francis Adeni. You do well to have a beautiful day ahead of you. Bye.